So suppose here total 3 data points are given and corresponding function value is given. Then can you tell me how many rows and how many column will be in this table? Suppose 3 points are given, corresponding functional value is 3. So how many rows and how many columns?
We have two column and 2 row.
0.
It
3
is
rows,
clear,
2 columns.
it is clearly visible from the table. You can clearly say from the table how many rows and how many column will come in the divided difference
4
table.
cross 4. 4 cross 4.
How many rows?
4.
4 rows. Yeah, anyone want to say some other answer? If for this, if only 3 points are there and 3 functional value,
5.
then how many row and how
5.
many column will come?
5 rows and 4 column.
5 rows and 4 column. Okay, you are saying by this table. Can we minimize the row and column?
No, sir.
So
Any other?
2 rows and 2 columns.
2 rows and 2 column. 2 rows means
If we
you
don't
want
take
to.
the y value, sir, then we can get 2 rows and 2 columns.
Why 2 rows? Total x1,
Uh,
x2, x3.
Yes, sir. There are x1, x2, x3. So the first column would be of the divided difference of first divided difference, and the second column would be the second divided difference, and the entries where there will be no value can be 0.
Okay. So see, now I will tell the table structure. See, if suppose n data point, then you need a n size of vector to store this. This is just for presentation, means this is space is given. Here this is space is given, but to store this 3 value, you need size of 3 vector, right? Everybody agree? For x, suppose total n points, then how much size is required for x? N.
N.
Similarly, for corresponding functional value, how much size is required? N. Correct?
Yes,
Yes
sir.
or no? Okay. Then you will do this divided difference. So suppose here 3 is given, the next time it will become 2, again it will become 1. Once it will become 1, we will stop. So if suppose it is total n, forget about the x column here. If we start from f1, then how many times we have to do if this size is n? Like if it is 3, it will go 3, then 2, then 1. If it is n, then how many column will come?
Minus 1.
N.
First have the n all n entry, right? Then n minus 1 entry, then n minus 2, and it will go up to 1. So
N columns.
yeah, if we include this, then n column. Suppose this is 3, then total 3 column. If we exclude this x1, x2, x3, suppose it is separate column. For f1, f2, f3, then this is the 2 divided difference, this is 3 divided difference. So we'll get n column if the data have size n, right? So anyone have doubt about the size of this matrix? This one is the 1 column. Then after that, if it is 3 size, then we'll get 3 cross 3 after removing the first column. Otherwise 3 cross 4 is sufficient to store this value. Is that clear for everyone? Anyone have doubt? Tell me. Those who are saying 5 cross 4 or 3 cross 4 or something.
How many rows in?
How many rows? This is depending on the data. How much data you have. Data size is 5 point, 6 point, or 10 point. That much row.
Okay, sir.
So if it is there, I have to see 1 minute. Yeah, see this one. It is given 12, 13, 14, 16. This is x. Sorry, this is y. 4 data point. Then with the 4 of this, you got 3. Then you got this 2, and then you got this one. So with the help of 4, tell me how many rows and how many column is required. If size is 4 here. 4 cross 4, right? Here x is not. Yeah, here x is not present. This is column for f of x. Then this is called divided difference table. So divided difference table can be or the size of the divided difference table will be n cross n if the data size is n. That means number of interpolation point if it is n, then the divided difference table size will be n cross n. And this entry you can keep it 0, no problem. So what we'll do, we'll create a matrix of size n cross n and we'll store this table. That means we'll create one by one. By with the help of this, we'll calculate this row, this column, then we'll calculate this column, and then we'll calculate this column. So that's why in the program, this line came in the picture. Here I generated a 0 matrix of size n cross n. What is n here? N is the length of this vector. So this length has a 4 vector. So the divided difference table size will be 4 cross 4. If here I will add 1 point, then it will be n will become 5. The size of table will be, so this np dot 0 will give the 0 matrix of size n cross n. And in that matrix, will replace the values. This is not a more efficient way to do, but for the timing I am doing like that. Is that clear, this line? Why this? So A is the matrix which will contain all the information of the divided difference. Is it clear for everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now the first column in the table. What is this first column?
The y values.
Yeah, the y value or
F of x.
or f of x values. That will contain the first column. So for I in the range n, the first column means, so here in the Python, I will explain again. The counting will start from counting 0. So this is the 0th row. This is the 3rd row. Similarly, this is the 0th column and it will go to the 3rd column. So here it is written ai comma 0. So this entry is for column, this entry for row. So for each row, I from in this range, that means I will start from 0. It will go up to n minus 1. But the counting will start from 0. It will go up to 3 only, 0 n minus 1. That's why it is written here range n. All row, this first column entry will become y of I. That means the first entry will be y0, then y1, then y2, and then y3. So I am putting this y value in this first column of divided difference matrix A. Is it clear to everyone what this meaning? So the first column I replace. That's why this 0 I means each row I am replacing by yi. So yi become here ai comma 0. If I equal to 0, then 0 0 entry of matrix will become y0. I equal to 1, then 1 0 entry of the matrix become y1. Then 2 0 entry of matrix will become y2, and so on. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So up to this, the first column I created of that matrix. Now come to the next column. So how this entry came? This one. How this came and how this came. So here I will show the data also. This is the data. So how this one will come? This 13 minus 12 divided by 6 minus 5. This 1 by 3 will come 14 minus 13 divided by 9 minus 6. Similarly, 16 minus 14 divided by 11 minus 9. This entry will come. So once this will come, forget this because this is no use. In order to calculate this two value, we'll not use this value. We'll use this latest value. So this 1 by 3 minus 1. How this minus 1 by 6 will come? 1 by 3 minus 1 divided by 9 minus 5. Similarly, this 2 by 15 will come 1 minus 1 by 3 divided by 11 minus 6. So if you are in the second column, this is the first. If I will call this is the 0th column, this is the first column, this is the second column I am calling, this is third, this is fourth. So if you are in the second column, then the difference of this will become 2, like 11 minus this will skip one entry. This is x0, x1, x2, x3. So 2 difference. Similarly, if you are calculating this, then you have to take 3 difference. This is 0, 1, 2, 3. So 3 minus 0. Then you will get this entry. Is that clear? In x, like if you are calculating this, sorry, this first column, sorry, this one column, this column, then 1, 1 difference. In this column, 2, 2 difference. In x, here 3, 3 difference. So that difference is clear to everyone. Like x3 minus x0, 3, 3 difference. Here 2, 2 difference. x2, like in this entry directly this minus this minus this, like that. So now we are calculating all the entry by using the previous entry. So if you are in the jth column, then we'll use the previous column entry, nothing but j minus 1 column. So at I comma j, this entry of the table, yes.
Sir, the for loop starts from 1
Yes.
and it end with n minus 1 element. No?
Yes,
Like,
it will go n minus 1 only.
but in the first, we are going up to n.
We are not going up to n because we are counting from 0. So we'll go up to n minus 1 only.
In the after a, then for I in range n, a of I comma 0 is equal to yi. So we
This
generated
is the first column. That is the 0th column.
Yes, sir. But I
Now,
am asking the range. Like for I in range n minus 1. No?
yeah,
Like,
n minus 1. Range n it is written. That means it will start from 0. It will go to n minus 1. The range n means what? 0 to n minus 1.
Okay, sir.
It will never reach n. Range n means it will never reach n. That is the convention.
Okay, sir.
So now in the divided difference table, once you will get this, then this summation and this product, you will get the final answer. So if you are calculating at the jth column, you have to take the difference between two j minus 1th column, I plus 1 minus I. Like if you are calculating the value at xi, that means in the previous column, that is j minus 1th column. If you are calculating at jth column, then j minus 1 here, j minus 1, that means in the previous column. If you are calculating in the 6th column, you need the value in the 5th column. So if you are at jth column, you have to use here j minus 1, j minus 1. Then take the difference. 2 conjugative value ai plus 1 minus ai divided by xi plus j minus xi. So here I wrote j because the difference will be j. If you are in the jth column, the difference will be j. Like I explained, if you are in the second column, the difference will be 2. If you are in the third column, the difference in the x will be 3. Is that clear? That divided difference formula.
Sir, please repeat again. I cannot understand how the loop is working.
No, I didn't explain anything loop. I am just explaining the formula first.
Okay, sir.
Till now, I didn't tell anything about loop. Suppose you are calculating this value, but suppose this is the jth column, right? Suppose this is the jth column. So what will be this column? Previous column will be j minus 1 column, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
And then we are taking the difference between this minus this in the j minus 1th column. So if this is I, then this is I plus 1, this is I plus 2. So I plus 1, suppose this is the I plus, this is ith row, this is I plus 1th row, this is I plus 2, then this minus this, right? And corresponding x, you have to divide this minus this, then you will get minus 1 by 6. The same thing I am doing here. If this is, you are calculating the value at jth column, that is j minus 1, that means the value at the previous column, and ai plus 1 minus ai, that is the denominator. Numerator and denominator. Here I plus j minus xi. Why this plus j? Because we are at the jth column, that difference will be the j. Like if you are at here, then what will be the difference? This minus this is x0, x1, x2, and x3. So for this 1 by minus 1 by 6, that is 9 minus 5. That means x2 minus x0. That difference is 2. Similarly, if you want to calculate this, that is 11 minus 6. That means x3 minus x1. That difference is again 2. So that's why I plus j minus xi. So this divided difference formula is clear. Anyone have doubt? Tell me. The formula of the divided difference for I comma jth entry. That is the general formula for each ij. Then I will vary I and j. Is that clear for everyone?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Okay. Now come to this j. So now can you tell me? So who asked the question about loop? Can you tell me your name?
Yes, sir. Akash De.
Yeah. Okay, Akash. So this first column, this is the first column we already given y value. So how many column left in the table? This is zeroth column.
3.
Okay, 3. So
3.
zeroth column, then we'll start the column number 1 and we'll go up to column number. So suppose total n, then this is the zeroth column. We'll start with the column number 1 and we'll go up to last column. Last column will be
N minus
N
1.
minus
n minus 1. So that's why I wrote 1 comma n comma 1. That means it will start from 1, it will go up to n minus 1, it will not reach to n. So that's why this is the column range. Column is represented by j, so this is the column range. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now come to the row. So every time once you are moving in the column, each time one row is reduced. Like suppose here 4 row, then one row will come 3, then 2 rows, and then one row. Every time row is reducing or not. So every time one row will reduce. So that's why row will start from I in the range n minus j. N minus j means it will start from 0, it will go to n minus j plus 1. That means suppose you are starting with the column number 5, so it will go n minus 5. If j value is 5, that means it will go n minus 5. Right? If you reach to the last, suppose last column, so what is the j for last column? N minus 1. If you put here, 1 minute. So if j equal to n minus 1, then what you will get here? N minus j is 1, because last entry is only 1. So every time it will reduce, total size is n. For first column it will n minus 1 because j equal to 1. For second column n minus 2. For third column n minus 3, and so on it will reduce. And it is written n range n minus j, that means it will start from 0 and it will go up to n minus j only. So this loop is clear. Every time I is
Sir,
reduced. Yes.
sir, in aij is equal to whatever numerator you have written, in that I am understanding the j minus 1 part because we need the previous column entries to
Yeah.
calculate. But what is this? मतलब कि I plus 1 and ये
I
the row.
plus 1 and I row 1. Okay. See, suppose this is the you want to calculate this entry. This is suppose a I j entry. This is the ith row and jth column. So I will go here in the table. I will suppose you want to calculate this entry or this entry 0.133, this entry. So how this entry will come? This entry will be difference of previous one, this minus this divided by this minus this 14 minus this. So for previous column it is j minus 1, but whatever row we are calculating, this is ith row, this is I plus 1th row, this is I plus 2 row. So I plus 1 minus I will give this entry. For if this is I, then this is I plus 1. If I will call this is ij, then we have to take 1 minus this difference in order to calculate this value, right or not? So that's why I plus 1 minus I if this is ij entry. So to calculate ij entry, you need I plus 1 and I in the previous column. Take the difference divided by x, you will get, right?
Yes, sir.
So now we got aij. That means we got all value of in the divided difference table. Then what is this a0 and ak? We need this A0, AK. So in the divided difference table, what is A0 and AK here? A0, A1, A2. So this is A0, this is A1, this is A2 if you are using forward. If you are using backward, then this is A0, this is A1, this is A2. Or if you see in this is A0, this is A1, this is A2, this is A3. Only the first entry of the column will be the values. Similarly here, the last entry in the column will be the value if you are using backward. So here, whatever code I wrote, it is for only forward. So this table contains all the entry, but we need only the forward. We need only the first entry, that means the first row only in each column. So now we'll implement the formula. So this A0, everybody agree?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And so first I will do the product, then I will do this sum, then this A0. So for this product, before you start this product, this is the AK is the initial product. It is not 1, it is AK. You can take 1 also, no problem. So every time this is multiplying by this, and then this is the product. So product I assign this A0K, that is AK. 0 because it is the 0th row. All the first entry of the column will be AK. So that's why the product, initial product is this one. Then use the loop. It is starting from 0, it will go up to K minus 1. That's why J will start. It will go up to range K, that means K minus 1. Then product will become product into X minus Xj. So I wrote XX minus Xj because XX is X. So it will give the product. So now this 3 line will give the product. Then after that, this summation you have to do. So for summation, sum is Y0. This is the sum, initial sum. Then you have to do the remaining sum, K from 1 to N. So that's why I wrote here K from 1 to N. This N is 4 here. So it will go up to 3. Then sum equal to sum plus product. Whatever this product came, you have to do the sum. Then the final sum will be the answer. So it is product inside the summation. So this part is the product, and then this loop for sum. Then sum equal to sum plus product. Final return sum. It will give the answer. So for printing, if you want to print the table, you will get by printing A. If you want to print the polynomial, Pxx will be polynomial. This expand and simplify will give the simplified version of the polynomial, and this is the answer. This is the table, and this is the polynomial. So any doubt if you have, tell me.
Sir, why
Yes, tell me. Why?
product equal to A0, K?
Yeah, see in the table which entry you need. In this table, which entry you need? This 12, 1, minus 1 by 6 and 1 by 20 in the forward if you are doing. So this is for program for forward. So this all will be the 0th row of the each column, right or not? If
Yes, sir.
If you see in the table, this is the table. You need 12, you need 1, you need this, and this is the first row only you require. Remaining thing is not required if you are using forward. So that's why 0.
Yes, yes, sir.
So that's why 0. 0 means the first
Yes, sir.
row. And then if you print, you will get this answer. So now in this assignment, what I asked, this answer storing the divided difference means exactly whatever I show to you, you have to do for this data in the forward. Backward I didn't did, you have to do backward also. That exercise anyway is the previous lab exercise. The extra part is here without storing the divided difference table. So without storing the divided difference table means, see, if you are using forward, do you really need this value? Yes or no? Is there any use of this highlighted value?
No.
No, sir.
No. So the second part is that without making this table, like this unnecessary value is not required. Can you find this value without storing this value? That is the question. this question without storing the divided difference table. That means no need to create n cross n matrix, that y is sufficient. Every time you have to update this y. That means you need only this much value. So how we'll do this? First, we will store this only this column we have. So I am telling only idea that you have to do yourself. The idea is that this is the first column you have. Then this table no need to make. Once you have this, you will get this value. But this value where you will keep, you have to keep this below the 12. This 3 value will come in the place of 13, 14, 16. Is that clear? First you have to store 12, 13, 14, 16 in one column. Only one column is sufficient. Then in the same column, once you will get this value 1, you have to keep in place of 13. Then this value will come in place of 14. 14 is gone. Then this 1 will come in place of 16. Then you will get a new column. So what will be the entry of this new column? 12. What will be the second entry? 1. Third entry 0.33. And the last entry will become 1. Is that clear? Are you getting what I'm saying?
No, sir. Please repeat.
Okay. So just give me some x value and y value. Some 5x value give me. Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
So
Yes,
here
sir.
I will write x. So just give me some 5x value and 5y value.
10, 20, 30,
10, 20, 30,
70, 90.
70, 90. So for this 5 value, you need a vector of size 5. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Now tell me 5y value.
52.5.
52.5 you are telling. I will ask the calculation also. You have to tell that divided difference. So be careful about the entry.
125.
125,
Then 23.
23,
Then 100.
100,
Then 108.
108. So suppose this one. So can you tell me what will be the first entry in the divided difference means? This 125 minus 50. So I'm making it 52.
52.
52. Okay. So this minus this divided by 10, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So what entry will come? Tell me. 125 minus 52 divided by 10.
7.3.
I'm assuming it is correct. Okay, even if you tell wrong answer, doesn't matter. Then this entry will be 23 minus 125, right?
Yes, sir.
So what value
Divided
will
by.
be? Divided by 10.
Yes, sir.
Minus 10.2.
Minus 10.2. Even it is wrong, doesn't matter. So just I am putting here, suppose it will come 12 and suppose this one will come 15. Just for demo purpose. So no, then again something you will get here, some suppose 5, suppose 2, and suppose 3. Then 5, then some 8, and suppose this is 9. Suppose this is the divided difference table. So to make a Newton divided difference forward, what value is required? Tell me what value is required. I will write those value only in this table. What are the numbers? 1 by 1, 1 by 1. Yeah. So first entry will be what is required? 52 definitely. Then
7.3.
7.3,
5.
5,
5.
5,
9.
9. So now I'm saying without making this column. See, if this is 5 here, and what is this table size? This is the divided difference table. This is the X, and this is the final entry you require, right? So what is the size of this table? This table means this much. How many row? How many column?
5 by 5.
5 by 4, 5 by 5. So suppose you have yes. Suppose you have 100 data point. Then what will be the size of this matrix? If you have 100.
100
100
100
cross
by
100 cross 100, right? 100 cross 100 means total 10,000 entry,
10,000.
right? 10,000 entry. But out of 10,000, how many entries require? Like suppose this is total 25. This entry is 0. This is also 0. We require only this 5 entry. So out of 25 this size, we are only interested in the 5 entry. So we can reduce this spacing or storing. Instead of 25, only 5 entry is sufficient. So similarly, if you have 100 cross 100, then instead of 10,000, 10,000 is very big number. You need only 100 entry. 100 entry means this only. So without wasting or this computer memory or computer space, you can make Newton divided difference polynomial without making this. So how we'll make? Now just watch. We'll do the backward calculation. First we'll calculate this 15. So 15, this means this 108 minus 100 divided by 19 minus 17 will get 15. So just watch carefully what I am doing. Once we'll get 15, we'll erase this. Here only we'll put 15. Then we'll calculate 12. How this 12 came? 100 minus 23 divided by 70 minus 30, and we'll erase this 100. We'll store here 12. Then this minus 10.2, this minus 23 minus this divided by 30 minus this, it came minus 10.2. I will write here. And then this 7.3, this minus this divided by 10, 20 minus 10, we got 7.3. So that column we changed completely, the first column. Is that clear? The same entry, this is 7.3. The same we are storing here only. That means this column is really not required. And how this entry came? This entry came by this from the previous column, and this is the previous column. This 52 is the first. This is the previous column which I erased just now. See, this is the previous column. With the help of this, can you calculate this? Yes, and that is already here. So this column is really not required. Is that clear, the idea?
Yes.
Yes.
So this is gone. Then we'll calculate this new value again from the backward. This minus this minus this, and whatever value we'll get, we'll replace here. That means 3 will come here. Then 2 will come here, and 5 will come here. That means this whole column will place here. That means this column is also not required. Again, we'll calculate with the help of this. This is there already present. We'll calculate these two value 5 and 8, and we'll replace here from the backward direction. That means first last value will replace, then we'll get 5 8, and after that with the help of 5 8 we'll get 9. We'll replace here. That means this whole table is useless. It's not required. We got this exactly this column. Now we can make a divided difference table. This divided difference polynomial. Without making this matrix, without storing this huge size, only this two column is sufficient to calculate the Newton divided difference polynomial. Is that clear? The idea is clear for everyone? Instead of making table, the same column we are changing, and the final column, whatever we require, that we will get. So this is A0, A1, A2, A3, A4. Use those value, you will get the polynomial. Is it clear for everyone?
Yes, sir.
Anyone have doubt? Tell me. So first we have this, we got this, but the same thing we will storing here. But we are storing from backward. Why from backward? Because if you will calculate this 7.3, that is 125 minus 52. We need 125. But if you are calculating this, then again we need 125. So we cannot replace 7.3 directly here. But if we are calculating from backward, 108 minus 100, that will give answer 15. We can replace here because then 108 is not required. Then 100 is required, 100 minus 23. Then we'll replace 12. On next step we use, so we use to backward, the loop we will use in the backward direction. So this is the to you how to do the program, but how to write the code, that you have to think yourself. That I will not tell.
Sir, for backward, we can do like that.
Yeah,
Is
you
there
can do
any...
just reverse the loop. Like n, it will start, then minus increment, it will go up to 0.
Okay, sir.
So the second question what I ask is this one, without storing. This part is anyway you already did, means you will submit in the assignment 4, it is there. The only new thing is that only this B part. If you will submit only this, that means this assignment is over. Even no need to do part A. If you submit part B, that is sufficient for getting full marks in this assignment. You have to do forward, you have to use backward. If you use forward, then you have to use backward in that table like I explained. If you use backward, then you have to go forward direction because we need the backward values. So two programs you have to write, one is forward, one is backward, without making Newton divided difference table. So now come to this one, numerical integration. So here 3 problems are given. You are able to do one, remaining thing are almost same. You have to do the integration. So first we'll see how to do integration in Python. So for this I already shared one. Okay, that file I think doesn't have that one, so no problem. So tell me which function you want to differentiate. Tell me, I will differentiate. Which function you want to integrate, I will show you how to integrate. Tell me which function you want to integrate or differentiate.
Exponential x into cos hyperbolic x.
Okay, so can anyone, okay, this one also we will do. Can anyone tell me some simple function for differentiation?
X cube
for
plus 5x.
x cube plus
5x.
5x. So first I will do x cube plus 5x. After that I will go to that some hyperbolic or something someone said. So for differentiation, the command is diff in Python, and that is by using symbolic Python. So because it is variable is there. So how to import the symbolic library? SymPy. Can anyone tell the line how to import the symbolic Python? Because this is symbol. Variable x is involved.
SymPy as
SymPy as sim.
Yeah, okay. You also do this as SYM. This is the shortcut. Okay. So someone said which function, x cube or something. Just repeat, I will differentiate that one. Diff differentiation of
3x.
x cube plus
3x.
3 into x. This differentiation with respect to x, right? So this will give the differentiation. Then what is the use of this SymPy library? Is this, so what we have to write here? Because this differentiation is defined in this library SymPy. So sim dot differentiation you have to write. So just run it and see what output you are getting. You are getting correct differentiation or not. So if you run, you will get some error. Just check what error you are getting. I will also run. I will also get some error.
So actually it's showing name x is not defined.
So how to define x as a symbol? Can anyone tell? You already know how to define x as a symbol.
X is equal to means sim dot capital S symbol bracket
yes,
and the
SYMBOL symbol, and as you are saying in the bracket it is x. So now symbol is already defined. Now let me run this. So just check the answer, it is giving correct or not differentiation. The differentiation of x cube plus 3x is 3x square plus 3.
Yes, fine.
So someone said some hyperbolic or something. Tell me that function. I will differentiate that one. Sim dot differentiation diff.
exponential x into cos hyperbolic x.
Exponential x with respect to x into,
Cos hyperbolic x.
can you tell me how to write cos hyperbolic?
In Python.
Yeah, in Python.
No
Okay,
idea.
yeah, I wrote something. Just run it. You will get
Sir,
some error.
np.ext.
Yeah, someone is saying NP. Okay, do it. NP dot exponential. So if I will run, definitely I will get some error. It is saying the exponential is not defined.
We have to first define the library.
Yeah, so this exponential function is already defined in the symbolic Python also. So I am using the sim dot exponential instead of numerical Python, because we are not doing numerical computation. We are doing symbolic computation. So that's why I am not using NumPy. Is that clear? Why I am using sim dot exponential? Because this is exponential x is the symbolic function, not the numerical function. If I want to calculate exponential value at 0.2, then I will use NumPy. Is that clear? So let me run and see what it is giving. So now it is saying the cos hyperbolic is also not defined. So sim dot cos hyperbolic. So it is giving, just check answer is correct or not. This is the differentiation of
Correct.
e to the power x into cos hyperbolic x. So the reason is not using NumPy, that means NP here, because this is not a number. This is a symbolic computation. So that's why I use the library SymPy. So any function you can integrate by using the command diff. Definitely with the help of symbolic library SymPy. So differentiation is, I think no one have doubt. You can experiment whatever you want. So there is one more feature also there. If you want to differentiate 2 times or 3 times, like differentiation with respect to x 2 times d2 y by dx square. So give me one function, I will differentiate 2 or 3 times. Yeah, give me one function. I want to differentiate 2 times.
16
Sin
plus 4.
x plus
Sin x, okay. Sin x with respect to x. Here sim. So how many times you want? Tell me, I will differentiate that much times. 3, 4, 5. How many times you want? 4 times, okay. So I wrote comma 4. Hold and run it. So 4 times it is giving sin x. You can just see 5 times, 6 times, even 3 times. It will give the differentiation 3 times sin x will be minus cos x. So I hope everybody is getting this and no doubt. So anyone have doubt in this? How to do differentiation in Python? Then we'll do integration. Can anyone tell what will be the command for integration? Just your guess.
INT.
INT. So just let me do.
Since INT specifies the integer, I think it will not work.
INT, why it will not work? Because it is for integer.
Yes, sir.
So definitely it will not work, right? So what can be the command for integration?
I think INT.
Yeah, INT is not, it will not work because INT is already defined for integer. So the command is for integrate. So correct command is integrate. Yeah, integrate. So sim dot integrate. It will integrate. So which function you want to integrate? Tell me, I will integrate that function. Integration with respect to x.
X cube plus 5x.
X cube plus 5x. Same function. Or 3x instead of 3x, now it is 5x, no problem. X cube plus 5x I wrote here, and the integration with respect to x. Sim dot integrate. So it is giving this answer. Just check it is correct or wrong.
e to the power minus x.
Yeah, you can experiment yourself. E to the power minus x, hyperbolic, sine, whatever you want to give, you can do it. So this is the exact integration. There are function exist. For that, the integration is not that much easy. These are very elementary functions, so you are able to well integrate in the Python.
Sir, since we can differentiate 2 to 3 times, so
Yes.
here can we integrate
No.
many times?
No, not many times you can integrate. Yeah, you can integrate, but you have to write again same integration. Like this, again you have to put one bracket, then again apply same integration. You have to write manually.
Okay, sir.
Like same integration of this comma x will give again 2 times integration. Because in integration it is not require many times integration. So I will again write one integration. That is the integration of x cube with respect to x. Very simple integration I am writing. It is x to x to the power 4 by 4. Can you tell me what is the value of integration from limit 0 to 1? This x cube integration from 0 to 1 limit. What will be the answer?
1 by 4.
1 by 4. So now I will define the limit. So I am writing first here 0, comma 1. Let me run first. So if you run this, it will give error. It is saying that you have to write in this bracket. So it is giving you have to write bracket x, comma lower limit, comma upper limit. So I am putting the bracket. Bracket like this. So this is limit is done, and then I have to close the final bracket. That means the bracket, this bracket. And if I will run, answer will give 1 by 4. So can you integrate e to the power minus x from 0 to infinity? Like by using integration?
But here we can't specify the symbol of infinity.
Okay, so I will tell how to write infinity. You have to write like this, symbol dot double O. This is the infinity in Python. This is infinity. Now it is fine. Now you can integrate. The symbol dot double O, that is infinity.
But infinity value is unknown to means it's not
Yeah,
fine.
no. See, e to the power minus x, can you integrate from 0 to infinity? Forget about Python. Can you integrate or not? E to the power minus x. Integration from 0 to infinity. What is your answer? Forget about the Python. If you can integrate, then Python will definitely able to integrate. I'm saying exponential function sim.exp minus x, comma. Now I will define the limit with respect to x 0, comma infinity. Infinity means sim.00. This is the integration of e to the power minus x with respect to x, limit from 0 to infinity. So what will be the answer?
Plus 1.
Plus 1.
1.
So let us see what Python will give. Yeah, it is also giving 1. So can you integrate some sin x from 0 to pi by 2 or 0 to pi? How to make pi in Python? Pi symbol. Any guess?
PI.
Symbol dot pi. Let us see what is the. Yeah, so it is correct. Sim dot pi will give the pi. So you can integrate from 0 to pi by 2 or anything by using this symbol pi and infinity. Exponential function anyway you know, like sim dot exp e to the power 1. It will give e. Log is already defined, exponential pi infinity. Any other symbol left which is useful to integration in the integration limit or somewhere? I think that is sufficient. So you can define the integration limit, that means the definite integral, and you can do the indefinite integral also. And you know theoretically when integration exists, the function must be continuous. Then only we are able to do all those things. Improper integral, you can check it will work or not. That I'm not going to do here. Now we'll go to the numerical integration. Yeah, so up to this, anyone have any doubt how to do differentiation or integration in Python?
No, sir.
So how many method you learn for numerical integration?
Simpson rule, composite Simpson rule, trapezoidal rule, composite trapezoidal rule, means
Okay.
in Simpson 1 by 3, 3 by 8.
Total how many?
Gaussian.
Gaussian quadrature. Total I'm asking how many? I want number. How many method you learn? Can you count and tell me how many means methods? Yeah, anyone can give the answer.
Sir, 5.
5. What are those methods? 5.
Sir, trapezoidal Simpson, composite trapezoidal Simpson, and
And
Gauss
Gauss quadrature. Okay. Trapezoidal Simpson, composite Simpson, and Gauss quadrature. Any other? Anyone want to add anything? It is discussed. If it is discussed, if it is not discussed, then no problem. So we'll do all the coding here. It's very easy. That exercise, you have to compute the value of pi by using this integration, and you can use them. See, one question can be like that. You have to evaluate this integral. So can manually you can calculate what is the value of this integration manually without doing the Simpson trapezoidal. No. Can you integrate by using Python? Yeah, Python.
Pi by 4.
You are doing, or by using Python you are saying pi by 4?
By doing.
Okay, by doing. So this value will be pi by 4. So whatever answer you will get by trapezoidal, Simpson 1/3 or Simpson 3 by 8 rule, if you multiply by that answer by 4, you will get the value of pi. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So if that integration is I, then your answer will be 4 times I. So in this question, you have to compute the value of pi by using those methods. Those method means first calculate this integration. Whatever answer you will get, multiply by 4, print the answer, you will get the value of pi. And here it is also written that you must take the same number of interval in all 3 cases. Like if you are using trapezoidal, Simpson, or 3 by 8, you have to use the same. So out of 3, I will explain only one, remaining almost same. Then you have to print the error in 3 cases. You know the exact value of pi. With the help of that, you can calculate the error. So up to this, if it is done, then increase the number of iteration first 10 times, then 20 times, and see the effect on the error. That means you have to report the error table. When 10 times if you increase, then how much error in all 3 methods? When it is 20 times, then how much error in all the methods. and then whatever your comment, you have to write your comment. This is the question number 1. In this question, you have to integrate until unless your error will be less than this number. So how you make a program? You will make a program such that you will start with some small sub interval and keep on increasing the interval until unless you will not able to reach this accuracy. Once you will reach this accuracy, you have to stop. That will be your answer. And the same question you have to repeat for this function and these limits. So these are the 3 questions you have to do. So I will start numerical integration. So can anyone tell the formula for trapezoidal rule? What is the formula? Trapezoidal rule.
h/2 f of x0 plus f of x1.
Okay, fine. Everybody agree with her? H by 2 f of x0 plus f of x1, add it, multiply by h by 2, you will get the integration, right? So tell me the function, which function you want to integrate. I will integrate that function by using trapezoidal rule.
X square.
X square, okay. Trapezoidal rule. So x square, limit from where to where?
0 to 3.
Okay, 0 to 3. So first I will do by Python and then I will do by trapezoidal rule. So the integration x square with respect to x, limit 0, 3. So what will be the answer? Answer will be 9. Now we'll do by trapezoidal rule. Okay, so now I'm going to start the trapezoidal rule. First, what is the function here given? Function is x square. So I will just write here the integration what I want. Integration lower limit is 0. Upper limit is 3 f of x dx. So this is the integration I want to do by trapezoidal rule. So what is fx here? X square, lower limit is 0, upper limit is 3, and trapezoidal rule is h by 2 fx0 plus fx1. So what is h?
A plus B by 2.
A plus b by 2. So now I will ask to Akash De, can you tell me what is h in the trapezoidal rule, h by 2? Akash De, please tell me. Yes? Your voice is not coming across properly. Yes.
Is B minus A.
B minus A is
Hello,
h.
hello, sir.
Yeah, okay, yeah, fine. B minus A. Yeah, Arpita Raj, can you comment something on h? What is h? So first tell me how to define function in Python. What to write here so that I can define the function x square. Wait, I will ask to someone. Wait. Don't tell the answer. Yeah, Pratish Pradhan. How to define function in Python so that I can define function here. I want f of x. Whatever Pratish will tell, I will write. Yes. Yes. Am I? Yes, you are audible. Tell me.
Sir, it's my first class, sir. I have no idea in Python.
Okay, you don't have any idea. So you have to watch the video I already uploaded on YouTube. There I gave
Yes.
the idea. So please do those video first in the next
Okay.
class. Silpa De, how to define function in Python. I want to define function x square.
Yes, sir. Sir, first we have to input DEF, then
DEF,
space,
wait, DEF, then space.
and then if we write the function as if, then we can write if.
F. I wrote F.
If of x, sir.
F of
If
x. Okay, F of x.
then colon.
And then return, right?
Return. Yes, sir.
And return is x square, x, the function definition. If function is sin x, then I have to write return sin x. So function is done. That means f of x is done. So let me check I did correctly or not. I want to calculate f of 6. I am running. It is giving 36. 6 is square. That means my function is fine. Yeah, I received the answer from Arpita. Okay. So now what are the other things is given? Function is given. Now what is given in the question?
Limit is given.
Limit is given. So I will write the limit also. So suppose limit is from a to b, then the value of a is 0 and value of b is 3. Up to this, I think no one have any doubt. Function limit. Till now, I didn't started any trapezoidal rule. The value of a and value of b. So in the formula h is required. H by 2 I have to write. So what is h? First tell me h so that I can write h. How to write h?
B minus A divided by
B minus a divided by n. N, right? So what is n? N is not defined. B is known 3. A is known. What is n?
N equals to 1.
Interval. Here it is 1.
Here it is 1. So I will write n equal to 1. Can n be 5?
Yes,
Can I
sir.
take n equal to 5?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that n I will change later. For the timing I am taking n equal to 1. H equal to b minus a by n. So now I will write the formula for trapezoidal rule. That means the value of integration. So I am calling it is I equal to h by 2. This is the formula h divided by 2. And then multiply by, yeah, tell me multiply by what? The trapezoidal rule formula.
F of A.
F A plus
F of
A.
a
F of a
Plus A.
plus f of
Plus F of B.
of a plus f of b. Done. So is there any?
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Right. Symbolic integration, sir. Looks like integration 0 to 3 fx dx
Yes.
in Python, sir.
What?
Sir, integration 0 to 3 fx dx. How can we write in Python, sir?
How to write means this is the code. X square x from 0 to 3. How to write like this? And we got answer 9.
Yes, sir.
So what is the problem? I already explained integration before I started this. Clear?
Sir, in symbolically, sir, integration 0 to 3 fx dx.
This one. This one.
This one, sir.
This one you cannot write in Python. You can write in LaTeX. If you know LaTeX, you can write this. So I wrote here LaTeX. This Jupyter notebook is supporting LaTeX also. That's why I'm able to write this. So for that you have to learn LaTeX.
Oh, sir, in online.
Yeah, online you
Google
can search. Yeah, Google, you can search. I will show you here. You just go Wikibook. You know Wikipedia. Just go Wikibook LaTeX math. So you will get this page. This is wikibook.org. Maximum mathematics you will get here. So here it is given some, like if you want alpha, beta, gamma, you have to write this. You want modulus, you want power, you want factorial symbol. So these are the codes you have to write in Python. It will give the answer. You want a square root, you want summation, you want integration. This integration, if you want, you have to write this code. This is in the latex. It's not required, at least in this course. If you want to write a matrix, you can write matrix. This, if you copy this, you will get the whole matrix. So apart from this, lot of things are there, but I'm not going to do. So now let me run this. What will be the answer? Correct answer? Can anyone tell what will be the correct answer? It is 9. Now let us see what this trapezoidal rule will give the answer. I. So I will print I here. Print I will means it will display the answer. So it is giving 13.5. It is the correct answer.
Yes, sir.
This 13.5 is the correct answer. No. What answer should be?
Answer
9.
should be 9.
Answer should be 9. Everything is correct. I wrote the correct formula, correct limit, h whatever you told, but why it is giving 13.5? Can we get 9 or something we have to modify here?
Yes, sir. With X.
So what we need
With
here?
with X, taking function is X.
Function is X. Which function? Function is already X.
Sir, degree of function should be less than equals to 1. Then we got the exact answer.
Degree of the function should be less than 1 or equal to 1. Then you will get the exact answer, right?
Yes, sir.
But I want for x square correct answer. Then what to do?
Increase n, sir.
What?
Increasing n. Increase n.
Increase n. How much in n you want increase? I will increase. Tell me which how much you want increase. Tell me what n. N is 1. Tell me which n you want. I will write that n. You are saying increase n. Then tell me which n.
Sir, how much increase the answer will be more correct?
So tell me which n. At least one n. 5. I wrote 5. So let me run. So I'm writing here only again. Print I. So I got here it is worse than 9. It is 2.6999 after 5. So tell me if I want to increase. So I am also showing increase 50 and I'm getting 0.27. It is not 9 at all. If I increase n, the answer will be reduced and it will go to 0.
No, sir, you are going wrong because sir, h/2 tends to 0 when we increase n. So that's why the answer is going to 0.
Yes,
and we
yeah.
So-
I'm saying what to do for correct answer. You said increase n, I increase the n.
Sir, you divide the interval, but you take the function value f and f. You should take the value at that divided interval.
Yeah. So tell
And
me what to do.
Sir, in sub interval, suppose h/2 into.
Sir, we can break the interval.
We can.
So we can break the interval, and then this integral will be equal to sum of two integrals, or then we can like
Okay.
0 to
Okay,
like
fine.
midpoint we can.
Understood.
We can do 0 plus means a plus h.
Yeah,
Then
understood. Wait. Understood. I understood what you people are saying. I will do exactly that one. Okay. So let me explain first. See, the trapezoidal rule formula is saying that if you have interval AB, okay, this A and B is not limit. If you have the interval AB, you want to integrate a function in that interval, then it will be the end point sum multiplied by h by 2, right? So now what I will do, I will divide interval into 10 parts. That means 10 equal parts. That whole interval 0 to 3 will divide into 10 equal parts. So each interval length will be h. Is it correct?
Yes,
So,
sir.
so this formula, so let us see, suppose you are dividing in 10 equal parts, then what is the value of h? Let me see. If you are dividing 0 to 3 in 10 equal parts, then the value of
0.3.
0.3, it is coming 0.3. So now the first interval will be 0 to 0.3, second interval will be 0.3 to 0.6, and so on. So how to take those x0 to xn I want. x0 will be a and xn will be b. So how to do that one in Python? I want x0, x1, x2, x3, x4, x10.
Iterate. We can use iteration.
We can use iteration. Which iteration? I want to divide the interval in 10 equal parts with the increment h. Can you generate the x with the
Line space.
line space? So tell me what's the command? Line space if you want to use. Increment is h. Starting from 0 going up to 3 with the increment h. What code I have to write?
np dot line space starting value ending value increment.
Okay, so first I have to import the library, right? Import numerical Python numpy edge np. So x will be np dot, yeah, tell me line space, tell me, I will write the same thing. Line space starting from 0 going up to 3, increment is h. Is it correct?
3 plus a.
Yes.
It is 0 to 3 plus h.
Okay,
No,
0
0
to
to 3.
3 plus
No, sir,
h.
it is correct. No, sir, it was correct. 0 to 3.
Okay, let us see what is correct, what is not correct. Print x. What I am trying to do, I am dividing interval in n equal part from x0 to x10. Let us see what is x.
Sir, 0, 3, 1. Yeah, sorry, n we should write.
1 minute. Yeah, it is giving me some error. Yeah, 0 to what to write?
So 0, 3, n मतलब कि number of intervals, how many number of intervals?
Okay,
मतलब कि
number of. Okay, so this one I am removing for the timing. I'm just dividing the. So I'm getting 0, 0.33, 0.6. It is going up to 3. Is it fine? Is it clear for everyone? It is giving 0.33. That means 1 by 3.
Plus NH there will be.
Plus
NH. N into
n,
H.
n into h. Why? So how many
Because,
points? How many points? 1, 2, 3. This is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It is giving 10 points. 0 to
Sir,
3.
it is correct. मतलब they are equally spaced.
Yeah, equally spaced. Anyone have any doubt? Tell me.
No, sir.
No, sir means doubt or not?
No doubt, sir.
So now what I will do, I will apply the same trapezoidal formula in this interval, first interval, then this interval to this, then this to this, then this to this, and then this to this. Like that, I will apply the trapezoidal formula for each interval. And whatever answer we'll get that answer. So what is h here?
0.3.
But h is 0.3, but here we are getting 0.33. That means something is wrong. X is correct, h is not correct. H is 0.33. That means h is 1/3. Can anyone tell what to do? This is not with the increment of h. Yeah, I already told how to do. Tell me, I told how to do increment also in Python. Suppose
Sir,
you have
if we n+1, then we can get the result. Sir, in the x is equal to np dot linspace 0, 3, n+1.
linspace 0, 3, n+1. Okay, I wrote n+1. Let us see. Yeah, so now it's fine. So is that clear? See, I got 0 to 3 increment with tell me, anyone have any doubt in this? I divided the interval in 10 equal parts, even 11 equal parts, not 10. 11 points, but 10 equal parts. Because 0 to x10 is 11. That's why n+1. So if it is okay, then tell me, I will move. Otherwise,
Yes, sir, true.
so I will do that another way, so that no confusion. If someone is confused why n+1 or it is giving anyway answer, so I will do that
So
another
we
way.
can do np dot a range
why
0,
we will
3, h.
do np dot a range. Will start from a. It will go up to the upper limit b with the increment h, and it is b plus h. Otherwise, it will not reach to b. This h means it will go to b only. And now if I will print x1, both will give the same answer. See, the x1 is also same. So tell me which one you want. I will erase one line. This is by number of points. This is by increment. It is starting from a. It will go to b only. That's why b plus h, increment with h. So tell me which one you want. Line space or a range? Both are same.
A range.
A range,
Yes.
sir. It is.
So I'm erasing this. Now we divided the interval, and now in each interval we'll apply the trapezoidal rule. So now can you tell me the trapezoidal rule in each interval?
h/2
h/2.
f of a plus f of b plus 2 into
This is a, this is b. So in terms of x, this is x0, this is x1, x2, and this is x10. So tell me in terms of x0 to x10, because we have x now.
h/2 f of x0
h/2
f of x0.
1 minute. So first I'm writing just
So-
whatever she is saying. F of x0
plus f of xn
plus f of
xn
xn.
plus
x1.
No. You are saying correctly. In this interval only tell me. This is x0, this is x1. In this interval, the trapezoidal rule will be f of x0 plus f of x1. Right or not? This is in this interval 0 to 0.3. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Now in the second interval, I will add h by 2 again.
F of x1 plus
Yes.
f of x2.
Yeah, this is x1, this is x2. So f of x1 plus f of x2. I will write the final thing later. F of x1 plus f of x2. Similarly, in this interval, h by 2, f of x2 plus f of x3. In this interval, the last interval, f of x9 plus f of x10. Right?
Yes,
Plus,
sir.
here I'm writing dot 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 plus. Okay, so h by 2 is common in each, so I'm taking common. F of x0, f of x1, f of x1, f of x2. In the last, f of x9. This is not the part of the code. I'm just explaining purpose. I'm writing. Final I will change x10 and then bracket close. So everybody agree with this? This is the answer. By using trapezoidal rule, in each interval we are applying the trapezoidal rule. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So here f of x1 repeating 2 times. Similarly, f of x2 will also repeat 2 times, and f of x9 will also repeat 2 times, because here f of x8 plus f of x9 is there. So this internal value will be 2 times here, and this one only 1 time. The end point is only 1 time, but remaining thing is 2 times. So whatever it is there, that is the formula for trapezoidal rule. I wrote here, and I will implement that one. So first divide the interval AB. This is the integration A to B. Interval x0, x1, xn minus 1, and xn. The last one is the B. First one is the A. This is the formula for each interval. This is the interval from xi to xi plus 1. This is the formula for trapezoidal rule. F of xi plus f of xi plus 1. But if you do in each interval, you will get h by 2. Then this is f of x0. A means x0. B means f of xn, and in between 2 times. From x1 to xn minus 1, and in terms of summation, if you want to write 2 times I from 1 to n minus 1 f of xi. So this is the formula. This I will write in the Python. H by 2 f of a 2 times this formula f of xi plus f of b. So tell me how to do summation.
First, we can initialize, then we use for loop.
Yes, so I will do the initialization. So here I am just removing this all those things. So tell me the integration, initial integration will be 0, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then first I will add this. I from 1 to n minus 1, 2 times fxi will add. So for I in range, so tell me the range.
1 to n.
Yeah, here it is 1
1.
to n minus 1, so we'll go to 1 to n only. It will automatically stop at 1 less, 1 to n, increment with 1. Then what to write here? I equal to I plus, in the summation, what is
2
it?
times. 2 times.
2 times this f of xi.
F of xi. Yes, sir.
So I will write 2 times f of xi. So now this is the only summation. After that, we have to add fb,
F of A, F of
fa,
B.
and whatever answer will come, we have to multiply by h by 2, right? So after that, in I, whatever in summation came, we will add f of we have to
X naught.
yeah,
X0
x naught.
plus X.
We have to add plus
X.
f of
F of xn.
xn. I added
And
x10
whole-
and x0, and then whole thing multiply by h by 2. and whatever this is I'm calling it is answer. Yes. And this is the print. I will print, it will give the answer. Yes, tell me, someone want to say something. So this is done. Yes, tell me, someone is asking something. Or let me run. It is giving 9.045. The correct answer is 9. So this I wrote in everything in terms of n, a, b. So I can change the limit if I want to change limit. If I want to change function also here, I want to change n. So now I will add n is 100. So if n is 100, then answer will come 9.002, very close to 9 by using trapezoidal rule. Is that clear? Anyone have any doubt? Tell me.
No, sir, it's clear.
So here I already given this PDF. This is the Simpson formula, fxi, xi plus 1, xi plus 2. This one is 4 times. These are 1 times h by 3. So like we combine in each interval. So x1, x2, x3 is the one interval, like x1 to x3, then x3 to x5. In between 1 point is required, like xi to xi plus 2. This is the formula for Simpson. 3 point is required in Simpson. xi plus 1 and xi plus 2. So we'll divide the interval same, like we are dividing in the interval like this. But we'll integrate 0 to 2, then 2 to 4, 4 to 6. So in this case, in the Simpson, then n must be even number. And each interval will apply this Simpson formula. Once we'll add all, we'll get 4 times this, 2 times this, multiply by h by 3. You can write this in the summation form. You can write this in the summation form. Summation is running from 1 to n minus 1 with the increment 2. Like range, if you define, you will write 1 comma n minus 1 with comma 2, because 1, 3, 5. And here 2, 4, increment is 2. So this is the summation, this summation, 2 summation, multiply by 2 here, 4 add h by 3, you will get Simpson 1/3. And similarly, so you have to do Simpson 1/3. Here first you have to combine. I didn't wrote here. You have to write yourself and do the create. So yeah, Seema Rekha Sahu. Seema Rekha Sahu, can you tell me what is the difference between composite trapezoidal and normal trapezoidal rule? Is there any difference or both are same? It is already discussed in the class, composite and normal. Can you tell me the difference? Sanjul Misra? The difference between composite and normal trapezoidal rule? So this file anyway I will share with you that trapezoidal Simpson 1/3 and 3/8 you have to do here change. So in the Simpson 1/3 rule, that n must be even number, and Simpson 3/8 n must be the multiple of 3. That means you cannot take 5, you can take 6, you can take 9, because 3 difference, 3 point is required simultaneously. Yes, Sanjul, are you getting? You don't know, just say no.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, tell me what is the
Yes, sir.
difference?
Sir, there was some audio problem. Your video was stopped, so I was not able to hear. Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, I asked what is the difference between composite trapezoidal and normal trapezoidal. Is there any difference or both are same?
Sir, there is a difference.
Yeah, so what is the difference?
Sir, right now I don't remember that.
Okay, no problem. Suman Kumar. Suman Kumar.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, tell me the difference.
Hello.
Yes, tell.
So, well, for trapezoidal rule, we take only initial and final n is equal for n is equal to 1. But in composite trapezoidal rule, we can take more than 1 points, like 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, infinity. But in trapezoidal rule, we only take n is equal to 1.
See, after taking more than 1 point, we are applying only trapezoidal rule. Then what is the difference? Yeah, you are saying 1 point is okay.
More than 1 point, then we can apply the composite trapezoidal rule.
Yeah, if it is more than 1 point, then also I apply trapezoidal rule only. Then why composite? I applied trapezoidal rule. I didn't apply any other rule. Same problem I solved by normal trapezoidal with 1 point, and then again I applied trapezoidal rule, and again I got the answer. My question is, what is composite meaning? Is there any difference or both are same? That is the meaning. Means my question. Can anyone tell?
Rule and composite rule.
1 minute. Yeah, now unmute and tell. Yeah, your voice is not coming properly.
Now it's coming, sir.
Yes, now it's coming.
In Simpson composite rule, we only take different partition, equally distanced partitions.
I am asking only difference between composite and normal. Even it is Simpson, trapezoidal, doesn't matter.
In normal rule, we only apply the initial and final point, and in composite, we take the interval in partitions, equally distanced.
See, if you want to apply Simpson rule, you have to make partition, because overall one interval AB you cannot apply even Simpson. You have to do partition. Even the first time also you need partition. Right or not?
Yes, but it only need one partition. But in composite, we can and different partitions we take, so the result is more approximate.
Yeah, whatever you are saying, it is correct. But what answer I want, you are not able to tell. See, you are telling the procedure, we are dividing, then we are applying, we are getting. It's okay. That is the process of composite. But I am asking, what is composite? That you people are not telling. Yeah, we are dividing, we are applying in each interval, we are making good result. Everything is fine.
So we composite, we can say that we are applying on small interval and then we are taking summation. We can make it composite like this.
Yeah, so why we are taking summation? Why we are not taking multiplication or difference?
Because
Sir, here we are using the rule of definite integration. We can.
Yes.
Because
of rule of definite integration, we can break the integration in parts. So that's why we are breaking the interval, and each interval we are applying the composite part. That means we are applying the same rule in each interval. Like x0 to x2, if it is there, then we can break x0 to x1, then x1 to x2. So we are not calculating one interval, we are calculating two different integration for same function with the different limit. And then over both interval, we are applying the same Simpson or trapezoidal or any numerical method. But the advantage of this, if you do like this, your answer will be improved, so that you have control over answer. You can get a desired number of accuracy. That means if I say you find the answer correct up to 5 decimal place, that then also you can find. Yes, tell me, someone is saying something.
Sir, my network connection was gone, so I'm asking that can you repeat it, the difference between composite and
Yeah, that
carbon?
it is already taught to you in theory class. I am not telling. You have to tell to me. See, the idea about composite is that you can divide the actual integration limit into sub. Like one integration is a break into the sub part. Like this a to b, we can denote by x0 to x1 plus x1 to x2, then xn minus 1 to xn. That we can break, and then after breaking in each interval, you are applying the trapezoidal rule or Simpson rule or any other rule. But advantage of this is that you have control over the value. Like how much you divide, how much small you will make the partition, you will get a good accuracy. And you know it is already derived in the class how much accurate you will get. The error analysis you already maybe did in terms of the bound of this function f. So depending on the function, it's not always easy to find a bound. So that's why I asked the question. I will explain here. This is the second question. Here, this question is I already explained. This trapezoidal I written here. That means you have to apply the composite trapezoidal rule. Suppose you took 10 interval. So just take the interval. Here it is written. You must take the same number of intervals. So here you can choose any number of interval. Here you have to change only even, and here you have to choose the multiple of 3. So can you give me one choice which will fit to all 3?
6.
The 6 का multiple.
Yeah, so you can take 6 or 12 or 18. So whatever you will start, the next time you have to multiply by 10. If you started with the 6, then you have to take 60 10 times, then 20 times 120, 6 into 20 20 times, and then see the effect. That means how much close you are getting to the pi. So here you are limited, you are going up to 10 and 20 times. But in this question, you have to keep on increasing your interval until unless your error will be less than this. In this value will come pi only, sorry, 4 into pi by 4. So when your answer will be your error will be less than this number, then stop. And after that, you print also how many iteration or how many number of interval is required in this case to achieve this much accuracy for this integration. So by composite, you have control over error. How much accurate answer you want, you can get that much accurate answer by increasing the number of intervals. So you have to divide the interval, original interval into sub interval, and by using the composite technique, you have the control over the value of the integration. That means the accuracy of the integration. And the actual theoretically, you can also calculate according to theory how much that bound of the number of iteration it will give. That n should be greater than that number or less than that. Sorry, greater it will come in terms of the bound of this function f of x. So the same exercise you have to repeat here. That accuracy you need this much. That means your answer will be correct up to 5 decimal place in rounding sense. So this is the end of this. Anyone have any doubt, you can ask. I will ask one more question to you. First, your turn. Any question you want to ask, you can ask. So here you have to check n is multiple of 2 or not. For multiple of 2, suppose n equal to, how you will check in the Python, suppose n equal to 5. It is multiple of 2 or not?
No.
No, sir.
So how Python will tell? You have to divide by 2. If it is divisible by 2, it is. So I will calculate n percentage 2. Okay. So n% 2 will give the remainder. That means if you divide by 2, what is the remainder? Remainder is 1. Like 2 2 is 4. What is the remainder? 1. If I will write 100, it is divisible by 10. Sorry, divisible by 2. Then remainder will come 0. So if remainder is 0, that means it is divisible by 2. If remainder is not 0, that means it is not divisible by 2. So like that you can check. That means you have to use if else loop. If n% 2 is equal to 0, then do the process. If it is not, then you have to choose a different choice. Like you have to write this. If n percentage equal to 0, then you have to write some code here. Else you have to print that the n is not multiple of multiple of 2. If remainder is not 0, that means n is not multiple of 2. If it is 0, that means n is multiple of 2. So in this part, you have to write this whole code. So I can write here also. This is before the doing the process. I will check if n is multiple of 2 or not. If this is true, then do the whole process.
So for Simpson's 1/3 rule you are telling.
Yeah, Simpson 1/3 rule only. Else print it is not a multiple of 2. Similarly, if you are doing 3/8, you have to do n is not multiple of 3. That means n percentage 3 will be 0 or not.
So we have to take the manual input for n.
Yeah, you have to take a manual input because I already asked you how to do 10 times, 20 times. So you have to take manual input. Otherwise, how you will make a 20 times? You have to change and either here or you can ask the input from the keyboard also. So if it is this, you will perform this. Else, it will show this one. So n equal to 100. If I will run this code here, it is giving the answer. It is not giving this because n is multiple of 2. If n is equal to 101, anyway this will run, but it is saying n is not multiple of 2. And this answer, if I will write here, then answer will also not come in this case. This space is very much important. It will show that whatever code written here, it is inside this if. Whatever print it is written, it is inside this else. So it is saying that n is not multiple of 2. Even I can take the input here also. Input. Here I wrote choose n. If I will run this one, it will give some error. It will show some box for choosing n, what n you want to choose. Suppose I choose 23, anyway it will give some error because we have to assign what is n is integer. You have to define the variable also. So here whatever n we are doing, it will become integer. It is not a character. So now n become 23 is a number, integer. Then it will perform this thing. So tell me which n you want. Tell me. I will write that n.
27.
20.
27.
Yeah, if you write 20, it will give the answer. Now I will again run and I will write 27. So 27, then enter. Is saying that n is not multiple of 2, it will not give any answer. Because it will perform either this or this. If it is correct, it will give this. If it is not correct, that means it is not divisible by 2. It is showing this line. It will print only this line. But if it is correct, it will perform all those things. It will give the answer. So like that, you can take input from keyboard or you can change in this line. It's not mandatory to write in the code. Yeah, any question anyone have? Tell me.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello, sir. In previous class, you taught one kind of code to form a table, that is printf, percentage,
Yeah.
percentage. That
Yes.
and today you taught another one code, but I already submitted the previous one by doing
See,
that
if your
printf pattern.
if your code is correct, then no need to worry. Even how you did doesn't matter. It's not like that whatever I am doing, you have to follow the same. If you are able to understand, you have to change something you want to change, you can change. No problem. But the point
Okay,
is
and
that
one more
whatever you are writing, you are understanding those things. That is the main thing.
Okay, sir. And one more thing, the backward difference table,
Yes.
like showed today that we
Yeah,
have to
backward.
reverse that,
Yes, you have to
that
reverse.
n comma 0, but in previous assignment, I just reversed
Yeah, whatever way
the
you did, no problem. You whatever technique you use, it's not like that only the way I am telling that is the only way. It's not correct. You can use your own technique, but your technique should be correct. That's all.
no, sir. I want to tell the technique is correct, but the table is opposite. That's
Yeah,
why
no
I'm
problem.
saying.
Table is opposite, but answer is coming correct or not?
Yes, sir. Answer is correct.
Then fine, no problem.
Okay, sir.
So now suppose I want answer up to 5 days. This is my question. Suppose I want answer correct up to 5 decimal place. Okay, and the correct answer is 2. Suppose 2 is the correct answer of the integration. And I said find the answer correct up to 5 decimal place. That means after the decimal 5 digit must be same as the correct answer 2. That is 0, 0, 0. 5 digit must be 0. Like here I got answer 9. Like in this example. Here, this example, the correct answer is 9. If I say, I will say, okay, I want answer correct up to, so I will run this for n equal to 100. So can you tell me answer is correct up to how many decimal place here in this n equal to 100?
Up to 3 places.
Up to 3 places. So my question is, suppose I want answer correct up to 5 decimal place. This is general question, not related to this. That technique can be used for a bisection, Newton Raphson, even for any general context. Suppose I got here answer 8.999, all are 99, 8.99 instead of 9.00. Suppose I am getting 8.9999. Will you accept the answer? No digit is matching with the correct answer. That is my question. 8.99, all are 999. No digit is matching with the correct decimal place, because correct decimal means all should be 0, like at least 5 digits should be 0. But it is coming 8.999. So my question is that, will this answer is acceptable, correct up to 5 decimal place or not? Even it is very close to, it is very close to 9, 8.9999. So tell me who will give the answer of this question. No digit is matching, even 0 digit is correct. But I want answer correct up to 5 decimal place. So will you accept this answer 8.99999? Even it is very close to 9. So here it is.
No,
Yes. So who's saying no?
Since the answer should be correct up to 5 decimal places, so means after the decimal, the 5 digit must be 0. Then we can accept the answer.
Okay, fine. Yeah, any other one? So according to him, answer he will not accept 8.99 as a correct answer. Okay, any other one want to give answer or any explanation? Yes, anyone can speak. Yes.
When we some correct up to some decimal number, then we take the absolute. Then if we take 8.999, then it is correct.
Okay, it is correct. Okay. Okay, any other one want to say something? So according to her, she will accept the answer. Yeah.
When it is told to accept the error like up to 10 places or up to 5 places of decimal, we always take the condition to be absolute value of whatever the exact value minus and the value we are getting should be greater, मतलब कि while it will be greater, while it will be less than 10 point minus 5, then it will
Yes.
run the,
Yeah, it will run. Otherwise, it will stop.
otherwise it will stop. And when it will stop
In-
means we are getting
Yes. So according to you, 8.99 minus 9, the correct value, this absolute value is definitely less than 10 to the power minus 5. Yes or no? If you take the difference. Yes or no?
yes.
Difference is less than epsilon. That means 10 to the power minus 5. So according to the algorithm, computer will accept and it will stop and it will give the answer. But no digit is matching. So why it is 5 digit correct something? That criteria is matching, right? But digit is not matching. So can we say that our answer is correct up to 5 decimal place? Even we can clearly say no digit is matching. So that means something criteria is wrong or we are doing something wrong. According to criteria, it is satisfying the criteria. Definitely, it will accept the answer. Yeah, can anyone tell? Criteria is matching whatever criteria we are giving in the while loop. Absolute error is less than epsilon. Yes, it is less than epsilon. Computer will stop. It will print the answer 8.9999. But in terms of the digit, if you see, no digit is matching. And we set the criteria 10 to the power minus 5. So we are expecting that at least 5 digits should match. It can match more than 5 also, but at least 5 should be matched after the decimal. But here no one is matching. So
when it is said correct up to
chopping didn't
after chopping, someone is saying.
After rounding off.
So what is the difference between rounding and chopping? Is there any difference or both are same?
So like if like 8.999, this can be rounded off to 9.0.
Yes, definitely it can be rounded up.
Like chopping, it will be, if it is like 8.4 means if it is less than 5, then we can chop it to like 8.0.
Yes, definitely we can chop it. So if someone is saying my answer is yes. Yes, tell.
Sir, what I can observe, whatever methods we are trying, like you just did the integration fx is equal to x square 0 to 3, it is coming 9, and then we use the trapezoidal method. Sir, we are observing that we are getting the value always, whatever error we are committing, we are always getting the value always greater than 9.
No, it's not true. It can come less than from the right reverse direction also. It can approach to 9. From 8, then 8.99 it will go. I can give one program. You even in bisection method, if you run, you will see the answer will exactly come 8.999. It's not like hypothetical situation. I can give the example. I can give the code also, and code will run even stop, and it will give something 999. So it's not like hypothetical question. It is a real question. So now from today onward, please be remember, it is already discussed in the theory class, but I'm saying that if someone is saying correct up to 5 decimal place, that means it is correct 5 decimal in the sense of rounding, not exact 5 you will match. That meaning is that correct up to 5 means correct up to 5 in the rounding sense. That means after 5 digit, if you round, then match it will match. And definitely if it is less than, like after 5 digit, the next digit is less than, then rounding will become chopping. Otherwise, you have to round the number. Is that clear? Correct up to any n digit, that means that statement itself says that it is in the rounding sense, not in the normal sense. Is that clear? Rounding, chopping, it is already, I think, discussed in the first few classes. That's why if you see any numerical analysis book, you will see these chapters. These are very important chapters.
Sir, can you explain what is chopping in a brief way?
Yeah, chopping means suppose you have some decimal representation of any number, and chopping means you can neglect the digit from some certain point of onward. Like suppose you want to neglect after 2 digit onward, you can neglect the number. That means you can erase or you can delete. That is the chopping. But there is a rule for deleting or erasing. That number should not be bigger than 5. If it is less than 5, like suppose you want to erase the number or delete the number in that decimal representation after 6 digit, then you have to check the next digit is what. It is less than 5, then you can delete remaining number. Otherwise, you have to do rounding. That means you have to add 1 in this. That is the meaning of chopping. Chopping means chop it after that. So that is the chopping. Like means if you have knife, you cut the number from that digit onward. That means the left side, nothing will change. Right side will go on. But in case of rounding, you are cutting the number, but based on the next digit, 5, it is more than 5, right hand side will change. Sorry, left hand side will change. If it is more than 5, that means 1 will be added. So that is the difference between rounding and chopping. Okay, if you have any doubt, you can ask. Otherwise, you can leave. I already took your attendance. I already uploaded the attendance in the Netris. You can check their attendance. Those who have less attendance, if you some academic reason, then please contact to the academic section. Any doubt, you can ask.
Sir, please send us
Yes, or
today's
you can leave also. Yes. Yes.
like today code.
Today code. Yeah, I will share that one by this trapezoidal rule. I will share the divided difference table Newton one. Both I will share. And in this integration and differentiation, whatever I did, I will share that same file.